Guys, I'm here at Zula's house. For example, piece 6. If I put the level here, like 3/16, almost a quarter of an inch off here. If I close in here, I here have like almost 1/8 of an inch. Right here you have like 3/16. So this is not straight. It's not a straight cut. The miter is not straight. I don't know the reason. Another piece. This is the top ceiling. Right here, this is not straight. We can see it's not straight. Let me show you something here. I'll try to put my phone here to show you. Miter. This is the return piece. Right there is good. Right here is good. Right side's good. Left side's good. Right here we have like 3/8 of an inch open here. I don't know if you can see. It's not good. Why? The material. Look there. A quarter of an inch here. That piece, it's bended. It's like this. It's an arc. Of course, there is no way to close the miter. Salvador sent me. He tried to install a piece on the. This is wrong. This is also wrong. This is not seam. Here's a seam. It's okay. It's gonna be on the top, like here, piece 2. There's no seam here on top. It's seam only on the bottom. The bottom has a seam here, but right here, no. You guys made a seam here. I don't know why, but it's okay. Nobody will see this, but it's wrong. We need to pay a little bit more attention. This is not straight also. I know probably you guys finish here by hand because that transition, but it's not straight. Right here's the return piece, James. Well, like I said, I always measure, in that case, I measure inside the window. Okay, I measure inside the window. And I need to put the thickness of the stone. This stone is 2 cm, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, imagine I have this line and I put 3/4 of an inch. Okay, will be good. The problem is, if anything is wrong with the wall, the miter won't close. So when I have something like this, I measure the window and I put out, instead put 3/4 of an inch, I always put 1 inch. 1 inch. So we'll have a quarter of an inch behind the piece. They can put silicone, they can adjust, okay? Okay, Alisson, but if you will put a quarter of an inch, people will see the stone from outside. No, they won't. Because when I measured the window. The window here has 1.5. The window here has 1.25 of an inch. So if the plastic has 1.25, I measure the wall and I put 1, we still will have 1/4 of an inch here. And of course I check this. When James told me today, they are trying to, for any reason, James told me if they close the piece like this, everything will look good. But if they try to make like a 90-degree here, the miter won't work. If they try to make the miter work, they will see the piece from outside. But this is not my problem. It's not my problem because I did right. The problem is the miter is not good. I don't know, it probably because that slab is not straight. That slab, it's like a curve. It's like an arc. Probably that's the reason the miter wasn't closing. It's not because I measure wrong. You see, right here I put 1 inch, 9 degree. We still have like 1/4 of an inch here. It's normal. This is easy. Right here, the front piece touch the wall. Okay? It's perfect touching that wall here. If I knew the piece will touch the wall, I could measure exactly how big is this piece. But I'm not sure when they install if the piece will touch the wall or if you will have like 1/4 of an inch gap here or 1/8 or 3/8. I don't know. I don't know how the front piece will look. That's the reason always the return piece I make bigger. I make like 1 inch bigger. So they need to install the front, the top, and right there the front. They need to measure the return and cut. This should be the only thing they need to cut on site. The problem was the slab is not good. The miter don't close. The top one, it's like I can put a finger. Put those two miters together and we still can put a finger because the slab is not good. Same here. They install that piece. Let me see the gap behind this. Right here, yeah, it's good. Yeah, there is no gap because they didn't put silicone yet. But when they put silicone, of course, they will have a gap here. And with the gap here, with the silicone, they will have a big gap here. So they should glue the front first, whatever, with silicone, machine, whatever they need. Then, after that, after install this, measure and cut. Right here, like I can see now, they already cut the return, but they didn't put silicone this. So hopefully they don't need too much silicone, because if they put a lot of silicone, we'll have a gap behind here. We can see here the miter. Right here it's perfect. Right there is perfect. But in the middle we have like 1/8, probably 3/16, 1/8 here. We can put epoxy just because it's Zula's job, but if you try to do this with another customer, probably they won't accept. How do I measure a job like this? Put my level here first to see if it's good, because sometimes the slab it's a little bit curved. I always try to find the seam. The seam is here. Okay, I'll put the hammer here. Right here's the seam. I'm not sure if the installers, when they install this, if they put on level. They should put on level. That piece and that piece, two different pieces. They should put on level. But because I don't know if they put on level, when I measure with my machine, there is like a line, right? I measure 1 point here, 1 point, 2 points on the seam. The machine draws a line. And from the seam, from here to there, it's too big. So I measure 2 points. One here in the middle of the faucet and 1 point there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So I mean the bottom part. The problem that I'm seeing is when I measure a lot of points, our machine, our CNC is not cutting good. I can show you later. We can see on the shower. I think from now, when I have something like this, I will measure only 2 points because our machine is not cutting right. And I can show you later. So I finished that part. When I finish this part, I use my level. I put my level here against the countertop and I draw a line. My line is there. I drew the line when I was here. A line against the countertop here. And with my machine, I touch the line, 1 point, 2 points. Okay, I have this and I have this. Then right here, 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point here, 1 point there. Ceiling is not straight. I can't take only 1 point here and 1 point there. I took some points here, almost every 10 feet, 10 inches, 12 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points here. 1 here and 1 here. 1 point here. Right here we have 2 cabinets. Right there it's only 1 cabinet. So right there it's only 1 point there and 1 point here. Right here we have 2 cabinets. So I measure 1 point here, another one here, another one here, another one there. And 2 points on the wall. This is easy. I have the screw holes. I measure the screw holes and later I draw the outlet. Same here. Screw and screw. I have this. Okay, now I need to measure the window. Okay, forget this. Let's imagine this is not here. So 1 point here on the wall, another here, 2 points, another here, there, and right there. Okay, it's how I do. Basically I will have this. Then from this line here, 1 inch, 1 inch and 1 inch, because I know this material is 2 cm. That means 3/4 of an inch plus a little bit, 1/4 of an inch to put silicone to avoid any problem on the wall. So 1/4 of an inch. So from here to here, 1. But I need to see if 1 inch it's enough. If it's not too much, because the face of the return couldn't pass the plastic. So I measured with my tape. It's 1 1/4. That dashed line is the plastic. Okay? Everything here is good. So after that, I start to think where I need to put the seams. In that case, because I know this piece will be too small, and I think we can save material. We won't lose too much material if I make that L piece and L piece. I think it's gonna be easy for the installers. So in that case, I decide to put a seam here, another seam here. That's not usually the templater job, put seam. But in that case, I decide to put a seam here, here. And of course, to make the installation easy, I also, my piece never touch the panel. My piece never touch here. I always have like 1/8 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. Salvador said he's bring those 2 pieces back because it's really bad. When you try to put the miter here, the miter close here, but right here we have like, it's hard to, I will try to record, you'll see. I know, it won't work. Look at the mirror. Look this gap. Anyway, he said he's gonna bring and try to fix there, but I don't think you guys can do anything here. Because that piece is an arc. If you guys can't fix, and if you guys don't have enough material, talk to Zula. See if she approves to cut this off, cut this off, cut and cut. Make like a standard backsplash here inside, but no stone here. No stone, no stone. Only a normal backsplash that high. Cut off. Because I don't think you guys have more material of this, and I don't think you guys can save that piece. Look at this. Look our CNC. The same way that part, it's like 1/4 of an inch smaller, maybe this part is 1/4 of an inch bigger. Maybe that's the reason he needs to recut everything. But I don't know. I don't even have the machine that I measure this. I cannot check now, but I will check in my home. But I can see here, the machine is not good. This should be a straight cut. It's not straight because the ceiling is not straight. But right here you can see it's not calibrated. They need to calibrate the machine. Right here it's like 1/4 of an inch smaller. Maybe right here it's like 1/4 of an inch bigger. Maybe that's the reason he cannot install easily. We'll see.